Hello everyone. Today we are going to cover a very important and foundational part of agriculture, which is farm structures. This topic is essential for students studying agricultural science, farm management, agriculture engineering, and sometimes it can be of great reference for professionals in this field. Let's get started. We will start with the introduction to farm structures, farmstead plannings, principles and types, farm components, design principles, challenges, and future trends in farm structures. Farm structures are defined as the buildings and facilities that are constructed on a farm to support agricultural production, processing, storage, livestock management, machinery operation, and the residential needs of the people living and working on the farm. Farm structure provide shelter for people, animals, crops, machinery, and agricultural inputs, and by providing this shelter and organized space, farm structures help to improve farm efficiency, productivity, safety, and ultimately the profitability of the farm. Farm, a farmstead, and a farmhouse. These are three different terms. Simply, agricultural farm is the entire agricultural property. The farmstead is the operational headquarters, the built up management area within the farm, and the farmhouse is the residential building, the living area within the farmstead. Here we can see the definitions in detail. There are 10 main purposes of the farmstead. Number one is to accommodate the farmer, farm workers, and farm managers. The farmstead provides housing and working space for all the people involved in running the farm. Next one is to store and process the harvested crops, including grains, fruits, vegetables, seeds, and fodder. Number three is to provide shelter for livestock and poultry and to facilitate their efficient management and feeding. Farmstead helps to store and protect farm machinery, equipment, and implements. Number 5 is to produce and store the manure for improving soil fertility and crop production. Manure management is an important part of sustainable farm operations. We need farmstead to utilize farm waste through composting, manure management, and biogas production. A well-planned farmstead helps to convert the waste into useful resources. Farmstead helps to facilitate an efficient workflow and coordination among various farm activities and components. A properly designed farmstead reduces the unnecessary movement of people, animals, and machinery. Farmstead helps to support the production, handling, and processing of the livestock products. Processing facilities within the farmstead helps to add value to the farm produce. Farmstead helps to improve farm efficiency, productivity, and profitability. A well-planned farmstead saves time, labor, and resources, all of which contribute to a more profitable farm operation. And finally, a good farmstead provides space for future expansion and development of farm operations. We need to reserve space for future growth. As we can see, farmstead is not just a collection of buildings, it's a carefully planned operational system that makes the entire farm function efficiently. Now we come to extremely important part, that is farmstead planning principles. Farmstead planning involves the proper selection, location, and arrangement of the farm buildings and facilities to ensure efficient farm operation, safety, convenience, and future expansion. When we plan a farmstead, we are making decisions about three main things. They are location, size, and arrangement. Here we have divided the farmstead planning principles into two major factors. One is location and the next one is size and arrangement. And if we go to the location part, the farmstead should be located near the center of the farm or along the middle of the longer side of the farm. This helps to reduce the travel distance between the farmstead and the fields and also makes the supervision easier. Next is the farmstead should be connected to an all-weather road so that farm inputs can be brought in and farm produce can be transported out without any difficulty. The site should have high elevation and good natural drainage. This prevents waterlogging and flooding. The farmstead should be located near a permanent and adequate source of water, which is essential for drinking, livestock, cleaning, and other farm operations. Similarly, windbreak trees and shelter belts planted around the farmstead helps to protect it against the strong winds, dust storms, and many climatic conditions. The farmstead site should have access to electricity, communication networks, and other essential services. Now let's move to the size and arrangement factors. The farmstead should provide sufficient space for all the buildings, roads, yards, and future expansion. Farmstead occupies nearly 3 to 5% of the total farm area. Residential buildings should be located away from the livestock and poultry houses. This reduces the problems with odor, noise, flies, and other insects, making the living environment cleaner and healthier. Animal shelters should always be placed downwind from the residential buildings. This ensures that odors and airborne pathogens from the animal houses do not blow towards the farmer's home. The buildings in the farmstead should be arranged in such a way that minimizes the movement of labor, machinery, animals, and materials. Feed stores, fodder sheds, and silos should be located close to the animal shelters. This makes feeding more convenient and reduces the time and energy spent on moving the feed. Proper roads should be constructed within the farmstead to allow easy movement of vehicles, machinery, and workers in different climatic conditions. When planning a farmstead, always we need to reserve space for additional buildings and future farm development. Similarly, orientation is one of the important factors to be considered while planning the farmstead layout. And orientation depends on the latitude of the place, radiation, sun angle, and many microclimatic factors of that place. The farmstead layout should promote cleanliness, workplace safety, proper waste disposal, and disease prevention. Farm biosecurity principles also come within this factor. So these are the detailed principle of farmstead planning. Now let's discuss the farmstead types. Farmsteads can be classified in various ways depending on different criteria, but in the field of agricultural engineering and agricultural science, the most commonly used and most important classification is the one based on the layout and arrangement of the farm buildings. So let's focus on that classification. The four layout based types of farmstead are linear, loose courtyard, regular courtyard, and dispersed plans. In a linear plan, all the farm buildings are attached in a single straight line. This layout is ideally suited to small farms. It is especially common in areas where the cattle and other livestock are kept indoors for long periods. In this plan, the cattle shelters and the fodder storage facilities are located within the same building or very close to each other in the same line. The advantage of the linear plan is that it's simple and easy to construct, and the disadvantage is that it does not allow for efficient expansion and it can become crowded. In a loose courtyard plan, the buildings are arranged around a central yard, but they do not completely enclose it. The buildings are generally detached from each other and loosely arranged, leaving occasional gaps between them. This open arrangement provides easy access to the yard, good ventilation to the buildings, and a sufficient working space. The central courtyard serves as a main working area of the farmstead, where daily activities like feeding, loading, unloading, and movement of animals take place. In a regular courtyard plan, the farm buildings are carefully and systematically placed around a central courtyard. The arrangement is designed to minimize the waste of labor, time, and energy. It helps to facilitate manure conservation. In this plan, the feed storage is located near the cattle house. The grain storage is near the grain drying areas. Cold storage units are placed near the orchards, and so on. Everything is logically organized. The regular courtyard plan comes in three subtypes. They are L-shaped plan, U-shaped, and E-shaped plan, depending on how the buildings are arranged around the courtyard. In the dispersed plan, the farm buildings are scattered or grouped in clusters throughout the farm. They are not arranged according to the fixed pattern. Instead, they are distributed across the various parts of the farm based on the operational needs. This type of farmstead may sometimes be mixed with other farm layouts. This is commonly found on the large farms with diversified enterprises. For example, a farm that has both crop production and multiple types of livestock and needs buildings in different locations across the farm. Every type of farmstead has its own advantage and disadvantage. A farm consists of 6 main zones or components: production zone, residential zone, storage zone, the service and utility zone, processing and value addition zone, and infrastructure and circulation zone. Similarly, types of farm structures include production structures such as greenhouse, crop fields, and livestock pens; storage structures such as silos, warehouse, and cold storage units; service structures such as machinery sheds and workshops; processing structures such as milk processing plants, grain processing areas; and residential structures such as farmhouse. When designing a farm, engineers must consider these 8 key criteria. They are functional efficiency, site selection and layout planning, structural strength, environmental control, economic efficiency, biosecurity and hygiene, flexibility, and sustainable design. Farm structures have great importance, but they face several challenges in the developing countries. The challenges include high capital requirement, lack of technical expertise, climate change effects, fragmented land holdings, poor rural infrastructure, maintenance issues, and post harvest losses. Though we have many challenges, the future of the farm structure is very exciting. Smart farm structures that use Internet of Things for real time monitoring and control, climate resilient design, automation and robotics, sustainable green buildings, vertical and urban agriculture, prefabricated and modular structures, and data driven farm management techniques are considered in modern world. The next step is learning how to design a farmstead properly. When designing a farmstead, we cannot place buildings and facilities randomly. Each component must be located scientifically so that one component does not interfere with another. A good farmstead design aims to minimize the movement of people, animal, machinery, and materials. By reducing unnecessary travel distance, we can save time, labor, fuel, and operating cost, making the farm more efficient. As we can see from the figure, there are two different examples of farmstead layouts. These layouts show how various farm components are arranged within the farm area. When evaluating a layout, we must check whether any component is creating problems for another component, and we need to make corrections if necessary. This diagram represents the layout or a top plan of a farm. It provides an overall view of how the farm structures and facilities are organized on the site. For now, this gives us a basic understanding of farmstead planning and layout design. I hope the session was clear, helpful, and easy to understand. Agricultural science and agricultural engineering are fascinating fields, and farm structures are important foundations of efficient farming. I will see you in the next part of this topic. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and take care. Thank you.